Good afternoon, Algebros. It's actually afternoon this time. Don't forget, hit like and subscribe to the bell. And due to the fact that some people have forgot their home training after the winter break, that I'm just going to start doing this. If you are disruptive while I'm teaching, you're going to lose your privilege of an orange sheet. And that just should just solve everything.
Rest of the year.
Well, I might do it on a test-by-test basis. Because I have some people like, if they already know they're going to fail for the rest of the year, that they'll probably just be super annoying and more disruptive. And I want to waste my time on them about as much time as I want to waste on rekindling my relationship with my ex-wife. So, yeah. So I might do it on a test-by-test basis.
Oh, okay.
All right. So our warm-up that we're supposed to be doing, so remember it's this number to this power is this number. Okay? Number 2 is log base 6 216 equals 3 because it's 6 to the third power is 216. Okay. Awesome. Super proud. So this is going to be 7 to what power is 343? Yeah, it's in x this is going to end up x equals 3 or 3 because, 7 squared is 49 and 7 to the third power is 343. Okay. So that's what we have here. That's just a small, quick warm-up. Now, this is the lesson that we're about to get into that actually has more things outside of the classroom. If I would have planned ahead of time, I would have had somebody come and talk to y'all. Buddy of mine that was in National Guard with me, he was being reclassified as a 25 Sierra, as a satellite positioning person for signals, and he had a practice test. Believe it or not, it was just like what we had just got finished doing in Algebra 2, this stuff right here that he had at the signal school in Fort Gordon in Georgia. And I worked it out, showed it to him, blah, 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 and he said, all right, and passed, reclassified, got his promotion, good deal. And I was like, so why were you doing this stuff? He says, well, it's the same. He says, those signals travel that way. He says, that's how we had to do it. I was like, oh, all right. So all that being said, product property, that means that if you have two things being multiplied, that you can actually say it's the log of the first thing plus the log of the second thing. So here's our example. If we have log base 2 of 4y, because these two are being multiplied, we can actually say this is log base 2 of 4 plus log base 2 of y. And that's what it means. All right, the quotient property. And notice actually, if multiplied, then add. If dividing, then subtract. Okay. Basically, it's saying if I have two numbers that's being divided, it's the log of the top number minus the log of the bottom. Okay, so if here's what we have, it's the log of, that's supposed to be minus. Why does that always happen?
Wait, ain't it supposed to be
And then,
He just said that.
so let's change this, make sure that's minus, and then 6. Okay? It was a plus, sorry. No, it wouldn't be a day with the handout from me if there wasn't like a typo or something.
It's very off-centered too.
All right. Everybody has those days. Okay, so The power property says if you have something to a power, you can actually move that power to the front. This also works with the natural log. Why it's called natural log and we're given ln, I have no idea. But, so instead of being the natural log of x squared, this becomes 2 natural log of x. No, you can't cut it out and stick it on there. It has to be handwritten or typed.
Amen.
But that's a good thought.
Or printed. I put it on there.
Yep.
Oh, so it's gonna be exactly like the test kind of. Bro, it's all.
So, all right. So, let's expand this. Okay. So, we have the natural log of this right here. All right. So, let's break it down. The first thing I would do is say that I would put my 5x to the 7th here minus y. Because remember, when it's division, you subtract. Now, we're actually done with this part right here. That will not change. So y goes here and y goes there. Okay? Because we won't do that right here. Now, right here, because this is multiply, we can add it. So that's because the natural log of 5 plus the natural log of x to the 7th. Okay. Why this is important to split it up and put it together, there's a reason why. They never told me when I was going and, taking these classes in high school and college and stuff in grad school, but it's not that bad. All right, so 5 goes here, and then our last thing, remember, the 7 can move in front. All right. So this is what we have for our expansion. Okay, I guess, it's like when you're working on something that with multiple pieces, like vehicles or whatever, computer parts, it says exploded view, expanded view, that right there. All right. So that's that. Now we're going the other way, like Missy Elliott would say, got to flip it and reverse it. Okay, so we kind of start in the same process. Okay, I would start by moving this 3 right here. Okay, so 2 to the 3rd. Alright. Because these are add, this is the same thing as multiply. And then moving this right here. Now, actually, I can kind of, I guess this is why we're condensing it, is because it could do all this. This is the same thing as 9 times 8 over 3. Or if you're really handy dandy with your calculator, you can put it all at once, and log of 24 is our answer. Alright. This class is actually starting to look like an episode or a season of Survivor. There's less people in here every day. Alright. Somebody got kicked off the island. All right, change of base, no trouble. So, yep. So basically what we're doing here is it says use change of base with log base 3 of 8. So you take the big number, put it on top, divided by the regular. Now, when I'm saying divided by, it's actually like it's in on the calculator. That's understood to be a base of 10. That's weird. Do I move that slow? All right, so N over D, log 8, log 3, enter. All right, so 1.8927, 1.8927. This is round to 3 decimal places, so this tells us that we need to do 1.893. All right, so I think that's the lesson from here. I think we have a year turn. It's just a few problems. We'll go over that with the in-class audience and then be that. All right, for those around the world, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, the bell. Okay, good stuff. Good things.
Roll time.
Roll time.